Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will present my proposal. My proposal is the study of the relationship between smartphone addiction and loneliness among young adults in kampus Mansor, Kg Kelantan. Before I proceed with the presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Ain Syamimi binti Mansor, 1172530. The use of smartphone is increasingly popular among Malaysians, but smartphone have a good effect and bad effect. Bad effect from the smartphone like smartphone addiction. The smartphone is important to the people because of the smartphone is able to fulfill many functions like the ability to send an email, watch video, make a voice video call, check the news and so on. Therefore, it is not surprised that the smartphone is important. But overuse of the smartphone can get a unhealthy lifestyle and similar personalities. Previous studies show that the smartphone addiction have a significant relationship with loneliness. Next, I will explain about the problem statement. According to HPUS 2018, percentage of smartphone users is continuing to rise from 70.9% in 2017 to 78% in 2018. Predicted the smartphone can be problem to smartphone users. People with smartphone addiction may experience maladaptive behavior difficulties, such as impulsive control disorder in general and pathology gambling. For the smartphone addiction, it also can harm the physical health of users, which include vision become blurred and pain at some body parts. Previous studies also show loneliness also found to be significantly linked with smartphone addiction. When someone has a higher score in loneliness, it means higher chance to be smartphone addict. Previous studies show there are gender differences in smartphone addiction and loneliness. That is why this research focuses to the gender differences. There are three research questions in my research. First, what is the relationship between smartphone addiction and loneliness among young adults? Second, is there any gender differences between young adults in terms of their smartphone addiction? And lastly, is there any gender differences between young adults in terms of their loneliness? For the research objective, there are three objectives in my research. Firstly, to determine the relationship between smartphone addiction and loneliness among young adults. Secondly, to find out gender differences in smartphone addiction among young adults. And lastly, to find out gender differences in loneliness among young adults. I continue explaining about the significance of study in my research. The significance of study in my research is to help to provide the information on how several smartphone addiction influence lifestyle and the effect of smartphone in a lot of things. Secondly, this study will be beneficial to social as this study provides the information of the relationship between smartphone addiction and loneliness. The study is able to deliver knowledge to the public and society so that they have the opportunity to know the significance of smartphone addiction as well as loneliness. Lastly, this study also can give the awareness of public and figure out the strategy and intervention to help those with smartphone addiction to reduce their sense of loneliness. There are two definitions of term in my research. Firstly, smartphone addiction. The term smartphone addiction has been used and defined as phenomena, which is individual overuse the smartphone and ignore the other life important area. Secondly, Loneliness. The term of loneliness can be defined as a social deficiency. In my presentation, I'll also provide two literature reviews from the past study. Firstly, smartphone addiction relationship between gender, emotion, instability, and loneliness among UiTM route students has been conducted on a sample of the 338 students in UiTM route Pahang by Sriyati Ujang. This study was conducted to look in depth on smartphone addiction among UiTM route students. This study has three objectives, which are to find out the relationship between smartphone addiction and gender. Second, to study the relationship between smartphone addiction and emotional instability. And lastly, to study the relationship between smartphone addiction and loneliness among students. The result of this study show there is no relationship between smartphone and gender. Second, there is a relationship between smartphone addiction and emotional instability. Third, there is a relationship between smartphone addiction and loneliness. It can be concluded that the relationship between smartphone addiction and emotional stability and loneliness all is significant. However, for relationship with smartphone and gender, there is no significant can be proven. Second previous study, a study on the relationship between the level of loneliness and smartphone addiction of students who are studying at the Faculty of Sport Science, authored by Shima 2020. They aim to examine the relationship between loneliness and smartphone addiction of study at the Faculty of Sport Science. The study was conducted with the correlation survey method. Mobile phone addiction scala and loneliness scala used to investigate the level of addiction and to measure the loneliness. According to the result, there are no significant differences between loneliness and smartphone addiction of the student according to gender and academic achievement level. Looking at the relationship between loneliness and smartphone addiction level, it's for conclude that there are significant positive correlation between all sub-dimensions of loneliness and smartphone addiction status score. Theoretical framework in my research for the smartphone addiction used in gratification theory found in Alice Cat 1959. According to Cat 1959, the outcome of media use depend on why and how they decide to use the media. For the loneliness, attachment theory was the foundation for an influential psychological theory of loneliness developed by the sociologist Robert. Islamic perspective for the Sahih al-Bukhari say there is no disease that Allah sent down except that He also have sent down His treatment. For the methodology research, for my research design is the quantitative and correlation design used for my research. Discipline method for my research is scientific sampling technique used to select the sample from the both and female young adult and also smartphone user. 48 respondents for young adult at Kampung Sungai Sok are selected for being a respondent. The age range between 17 to 30 years old for the smartphone user has been a respondent for my research. Data collection that used to collect the data is from the questionnaire that distribute for the respondent. The questionnaire have three sections. The first section is section A for the demographic data, section B for the smartphone addiction scala subversion, and section C for the UCLA loneliness scala. For the data analysis, the collected data were analyzed using SPSS, t-test, person correlation, and descriptive statistics were used to generate the analysis. Instruments that used in my research is smartphone addiction scala and UCLA loneliness scala. For the smartphone addiction scala, is a self-analytic scala that to differentiate smartphone addict based on the Korea self-analytic program, which is internet addiction, and the smartphone on function. For the smartphone addiction scala is to measure the smartphone addiction for the respondent. Okay, second, UCLA loneliness scala we use to measure the loneliness for the respondent. That's all for me. Thank you.